It's Saturday. It's New York. It's my thoughts exactly. Hello everybody and welcome to today's show. First of all, I need to apologize. There's a lot of noise outside. They're doing something on the street today that's like emergency. They always do like these digging up of pipes outside our window. It's like really, really crazy. The corner of our block gets more attention in New York City than I think any other block in New York. It's like they're always, once they finish on one corner, they start on another corner, and they're always like digging up pipes, and Con Edison is always out there with like the manhole covers opened up and like drilling. So if drilling starts any second, again, I do apologize. And I also apologize is because before I started taping the show, I decided to run my dishwasher. So there's a lot of background noise today, but hey, that's what makes it Hollywood, and that's what makes it exciting. I am so glad 2019 is behind us. 2019 was pretty horrible and can be summed up in one word: cats. Judi Dench said that the hardest part about making cats was learning how to use the litter box. But 2020 is here and can be summed up in 4 words: Schitt's Creek Season 6. Yes. Schitt's Creek is back. It just started this week. Episode 1 was released on Tuesday, and I am in heaven. 14 new episodes to carry me through 14 weeks of 2020. This is like a gift from heaven. I love Schitt's Creek, and it's the last and final season, so I'm going to savor each episode and watch each episode twice. I'm so happy to be back in that motel with the Rose family. I've missed them so much. David, Alexis, Moira, oh, and Johnny, and Stevie. Stevie is brilliant. Emily Hampshire, oh my gosh, I just think she is so fantastic. Everybody in that show is hysterically funny, and they don't try to be, and that's what makes it work so much. Now, in my 62 years of life, I have had 3 television shows, 3 TV shows that I have absolutely loved and adored. I've narrowed it down to 3. I've been thinking about it. The first one is I Love Lucy. Now, I Love Lucy got me through my childhood in Elmhurst, Queens. As a 10-year-old boy in a conservative, Republican, Polish household out in Queens, watching Lucy, Ethel, Fred, and Ricky on that television every week in rerun after rerun after rerun, memorizing every line, got me through growing up out there in Queens. I was just sucked into that world of the Ricardo family. I loved it. It's so much. I still watch them to this day, and I will still laugh. Now, that's a sign of good writing, good comedy, good acting, and a great cast that knew how to work together. So I Love Lucy will always be my one of my 3 favorites. Now, 20 to 30 years later came another show that came along that I discovered after it had been out for a while, but became my number 2 favorite or one of my 3 favorites. And it was Keeping Up Appearances, the British show with Patricia Routledge, Hyacinth Bouquet. Now that show got me through many years of a drudgery job that I was working in the interior design business, which I really didn't like, and which I really felt I wasn't suited for. So that show, every night, coming home to watch a rerun of Keeping Up Appearances with Kirk, watching Hyacinth Bouquet and her sisters up to these crazy antics, really got me through that period of time in my life. And now, Schitt's Creek is just getting me through a really great period of time in my life, because I'm so happy with what I am doing in my life, and now to have this great show to watch all the time is hysterical. But I also want to point out that there's a relationship between Keeping Up Appearances and Schitt's Creek. I thought about it today in the shower. The 2 shows kind of deal with the same theme. Now, Schitt's Creek is about a rich Park Avenue family that loses everything and has to move to this little town somewhere that's unspecified. I keep thinking it's Pennsylvania, but I don't know where it is. And they have to live in a motel because they've lost everything. And the only thing they have left is this town called Schitt's Creek that Johnny Rose bought as a joke for his son David. So they have to move there. Now, Keeping Up Appearances is about Hyacinth Bucket and her husband, Richard, And she pronounces it bouquet. And she's got two sisters, well, three sisters actually. Two of them are very like lower white trashy kind of people. And the fact that she's of a different world, or thinks she's of a different world, and she has to associate and mingle with her two sisters that are not, with Rose and Onslow, and it's just, and Daisy. Oh, Daisy was hysterical. And then so you have like Moira is in a lot of ways similar to Hyacinth. They both put on airs, and they both are concerned with their clothes, and they're both concerned with their hair, and they're both concerned with candlelight suppers and things like that. And it's so funny to see another show that has such a fresh take. Oh, they're drilling. It's so funny to see another show that has such a fresh take on that as Schitt's Creek. So 14 new episodes just came out on Tuesday. If you go on Amazon, you could, and if you don't have Pop TV, I think, or if you only have cable, you can go on Amazon. It's $24.99 to purchase all 14 episodes. And I can't do math in my head. I never could. I don't know why. Simple math in my head just doesn't work. But 24 divided by 14 episodes, that's how much it costs per episode, and it's worth every penny. And I think it really is literally kind of like penny. It's like $1 or $2, and it's worth it, because you'll have 14 weeks of just the best time and a lot of laughs. And I will hate to see this show end. Now, 2020, I've been thinking lately, I've been giving a lot of thoughts to something. And I have come up with the undeniable opinion, let's call it the undeniable opinion, that there are only two groups of people in this world. Now, I'm not talking about Republicans and Democrats, or the liberals versus conservatives, or the far left and the alt-right. No. Those groups do not count, because those groups actually have a lot more in common than they think they do. No, I'm talking about the only two groups in this world are the people that are on Facebook and the people that are not on Facebook. Now, I have a lot of friends on Facebook. 2,465 as of this morning. And I also have friends that are not on Facebook. Now, that group is harder to quantify, because there's no social media app called people who are not on Facebook. But for argument's sake, I'd say I had 10. And those 10 people really annoy me. Why? I'll tell you why. Because I spend all this time posting stuff on Facebook, like my show, My Thoughts Exactly, or my trip to Florida, or the meatloaf I made for dinner last night, and they'll have no idea. And I'll run into them on the street, and they'll look at me and they'll say like, "Hey man, what have you been up to lately?" And I have to go through it all over again. And we don't have time for that, because we're New Yorkers. Just go on Facebook. So I asked one of my friends who's not on Facebook why they're not on Facebook. And here's what he said to me. He leaned in and he whispered. He said, "Because they steal your information." I looked at him hard. And I said, "You're unemployed. You have 6 roommates, and you don't have a checking account. No one wants that information." But there's a third group that I found out about recently that exists, and I'll tell you about them too. This third group lurks in the shadows, watching, waiting. Oh, they're on Facebook, but they never post anything, never comment on anything, or never like anything. But they're there, like voyeurs. They drive me nuts too. You know, you get them on your Facebook feed under people you may know. But their profile picture is that stock image you get when you sign up. You stare at that stock image. You have 36 friends in common, and you look to see, is it them? So you're looking at that graphic. There's something similar around the edges, but the eyes are off, and there's no nose and no mouth. But you accept their friend request anyway. But then they never post anything. They never comment on anything you do. And then you run into them in the dairy section of Trader Joe's, and they know everything about you. They can repeat for the past 6 months your every move. I ran into a friend of mine in Trader Joe's exactly like that. He told me everything I did for the past year that I didn't remember doing. Now listen, I feel if you're going to be on Facebook, you got to at least participate. It's like going to Disneyland and not going on any of the rides. Just walking around, it's kind of creepy. After a while, security starts to follow you, and I don't blame them. So just like go on and like something, even if it's or put like a sad face if it's a picture of somebody's cat who just died. Just show the world that you're out there. But I have a way to get back at them. And I'm going to share this with you in case you know these people too. If you have a friend that's on Facebook that never comments, posts, or likes, here's what you do. Dig up an old photo of them from when they were 50 pounds overweight and before their LASIK surgery when they had thick glasses. Go on their timeline, post that photo, then tag all their co-workers. And then say to them, hey, remember this? Good times, smiley face. Welcome to Facebook. Now I'm going to leave you with some news bites and an old track from Flo Rida, a song called My House. And I love this song, and I'm going to play it because it's a song from 2015, but we're sitting in my house having coffee and we're chit-chatting about the new year, Schitt's Creek, and Facebook. So thanks for watching the show. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'd love to have you as a subscriber in 2020. And look forward to being with you next week on My Thoughts Exactly. Bye, everybody. News Bites. The fabulous Charles Bush is back in a fantastic new comedy, The Confession of Lily Dare, now through March 5th at the Cherry Lane Theater in New York, with writing by my husband, Kurt Bookman. Is it true the nanny is headed to Broadway? Oh, Mr. Sheffield. Congrats to Awkwafina for her historic Golden Globe win for The Farewell. Remember, just being you is special enough.